The ground shook, the air split, and in the middle of the Academy's grand arena, a boy who had never cast a single spell rewrote the laws of magic itself. But to understand how we got here, we have to go back to the beginning. 3 years earlier, the day Kenji Mori walked through those gates for the first time. The Aldenmore Academy of Magic was the most prestigious institution in the known world. Every year, only 300 students were chosen from across the continent, each one tested, evaluated, and ranked by the strength of their magical core. Magic here was everything. Your rank determined your future. Your rank determined your worth. And on the first day of every new year, every student underwent the awakening ceremony, a ritual that measured the power sleeping inside them. Rank S students were treated like royalty, Rank A like nobility, Rank B and C like commoners who got lucky, and below that there was nothing. A blank result meant no magic, no future, no place at Aldenmore. Kenji Mori had received a blank result, not once, not twice, but 3 times in a row. By the rules of the academy, a student had 3 years to awaken their magic before being expelled. 3 chances at the awakening ceremony, 3 attempts to prove they belonged. Kenji had used all 3, and come up empty every single time. He was 16 years old, lean and quiet, with messy black hair and dark, tired eyes that had seen too many people turn their backs on him. The only thing that set him apart from an ordinary boy was a single streak of white running through the left side of his hair, a detail that, as he would later discover, was no accident. He still came to class every day, still trained alone at night in the empty courtyard while his classmates slept. Not because he believed he would awaken, but because he didn't know how to stop. And then there was Ryusei Kanei, rank S top of every class, silver hair, cold blue eyes, and an expression that made it clear he considered most people beneath his time. He was everything Aldenmore celebrated, powerful, precise, and completely ruthless about it. Kenji said nothing. Around them, other students laughed quietly, the kind of laugh that doesn't need to be loud to cut deep. Only one person didn't laugh. Arya Solon had been Kenji's only friend since year 1. A rank B mage with chestnut hair, amber eyes, and a small green brooch on her collar that she'd worn every single day since she arrived. She was kind in a place that punished kindness. He still came to class every day, still trained alone at night in the empty courtyard while his classmates slept, not because he believed he would awaken, but because he didn't know how to stop. That night, Kenji trained until his legs gave out. He stood in the empty practice courtyard under a cold moon, facing the same training dummies he'd faced 1,000 times before. He raised his hand, focused, pushed. Nothing. He sat down on the stone steps and stared at his hands for a long time. Not with despair. He was past despair. With something quieter. A resignation that had slowly, over 3 years, started to look a lot like peace. The awakening ceremony was held in the grand arena, in front of every student, every professor, and every academy official. The rank stones, ancient crystals that glowed in response to magical energy, sat at the center of the room. One by one, students pressed their hand to the stone. The crystal lit up gold for rank B, white for rank A, blinding for rank S. When Kenji's name was called, the room went quiet in a different way. Not in anticipation, in the kind of silence people give to something they've already decided is over. Kenji Mori. 3rd attempt. Place your hand on the stone. Kenji walked to the center. He didn't rush. He didn't look at anyone. He placed his palm flat against the cold crystal surface and closed his eyes. The stone did nothing. 5 seconds. 10, 20. Someone in the back laughed, then someone else. He didn't step back. Because something was happening. Not in the stone, in him. It started as pressure behind his eyes, then heat, then something that had no name in any language Kenji knew. Like every rule he had ever accepted about himself was being pulled from the wall and rewritten. The rank stone didn't glow. It shattered. The shockwave hit before anyone could react. Students flew back from the blast. Cracks spread across the arena floor in a perfect circle around Kenji's feet. The air itself seemed to tear, filled with geometric patterns of silver and black that dissolved as fast as they formed. And Kenji stood at the center of it all, eyes open, glowing silver white, completely calm. Professor Aldrich had not moved. He stood with his staff raised, knuckles white, staring at the boy in front of him with an expression no one in that room had ever seen on his face before. Fear? Kenji looked down at his hands. The silver patterns were fading now, sinking back beneath his skin like embers cooling after a fire. Neither did anyone else. But somewhere in the back of that arena, Ryusei Kanei had risen to his feet. His perfect silver hair was slightly disheveled from the blast. His cold blue eyes were fixed on Kenji. For the first time in 3 years, Ryusei Kanei was not looking down at Kenji Mori. He was looking straight at him,